Hey everyone. Welcome back to English Story Mind. It's really good to see you here again. Today, I want to share a simple story about something many people feel nervous about, something important, and something almost everyone experiences at least once a year. Today's topic is visiting a doctor for a checkup. A checkup is a basic, normal health visit. No emergency, no big problem, just a simple, regular health appointment. And don't worry, I'll tell this story slowly, clearly, and in very simple English, so you can relax, listen, and learn English the natural way. Ready? Let's begin.
So, this story begins on a Tuesday morning, a calm, quiet Tuesday. The sky was soft and gray, the air felt cool, and my appointment was at 10:30 a.m. I woke up early because I wanted extra time. Doctor appointments make me a tiny bit nervous. Not too much, but just enough that I want everything to go smoothly. I made a light breakfast, toast, a little yogurt, and of course, coffee, because coffee makes every morning easier. While eating, I checked the appointment time again on my phone, just to be sure. 10:30 a.m. Okay, I can do this. I left my home around 9:45. I like arriving early. It makes me feel calm. The clinic was not far. The streets were quiet. A few people were walking dogs, a couple kids riding scooters. And I remember thinking, okay, this feels like a normal day. When I arrived at the clinic, I looked up at the building. White walls, big windows, clean, bright. It looked nice, and that made me feel a little more relaxed. I took a deep breath and walked inside. Inside, everything felt clean and peaceful. Soft music, quiet voices, people waiting calmly. I walked to the reception desk. A friendly woman smiled at me. She said, "Good morning. Do you have an appointment today?" I smiled back and answered slowly, "Yes, good morning. I have a checkup at 10:30. My name is Emma." She typed something on her computer and said, "Great, you can take a seat. The doctor will call you soon." I said, "Thank you." Very simple English, perfect for real life. I sat in the waiting room. There were magazines on a small table, a plant in the corner, and 3 other people waiting quietly. While waiting, I started thinking about the checkup. What will the doctor ask? How do I explain how I feel? What if I forget something? And then I reminded myself, it's okay. A checkup is simple. Just tell the truth. Just speak slowly. When we are nervous, our English sometimes feels heavy, but simple English is always enough. After about 10 minutes, the door opened. A nurse looked at her paper and said, "Emma?" I stood up and said, "Yes, that's me." She smiled and said, "Come with me." Her voice was warm, so I felt safer. The nurse took me to a small room. She asked, "How are you today?" I said, "I'm good, thank you." Then she asked, "What brings you in today?" This means, "Why are you here? What is the reason for your visit?" I said, "I'm here for a regular checkup." She nodded and wrote something down. Then she checked my blood pressure, temperature, weight, heart rate, all simple things. While checking my blood pressure, she said, "Just relax your arm." I breathed slowly and said, "Okay." Everything was normal.
After the nurse finished, the doctor came in. He smiled, a calm, professional smile, and said, "Hi, Emma. Nice to meet you. How are you feeling today?" I said, "I'm feeling fine. Thank you." He sat at his computer and asked simple questions. Any pain? Any stress lately? How's your sleep? How's your appetite? Any changes in your health? I answered slowly and honestly. No pain. Some stress, but normal. I sleep okay. My appetite is good. No big changes. Easy English. You don't need long sentences. Short and clear is perfect.
Then the doctor said, "All right, I'm going to listen to your heart and lungs." I nodded and said, "Okay." I sat straight. He placed the stethoscope on my back and said, "Deep breath in and out." I did it. Once, twice. Nice and slow. Then he checked my throat. "Say, ah." I said, "Ah." Then he looked in my ears, checked my eyes, tapped my knee with a small hammer. He said, "Everything looks good." And I felt a wave of relief. The doctor asked, "Do you have any questions for me, Emma?" I thought for a moment. Sometimes asking questions feels scary, but it's important. So I asked simple things. How often should I come for a checkup? Is my blood pressure okay? What can I do to stay healthy? He answered everything clearly and kindly. And I realized doctors are used to simple questions. You don't need perfect English. Just say, "I have a question. Can you say that again? I don't understand. Can you explain it more? What does that mean?" These phrases help a lot. The doctor gave me simple health tips. Drink more water, get good sleep, try light exercise, eat more vegetables, reduce stress. I nodded and said, "Thank you, I'll try." Everything he said felt encouraging, not scary. When the checkup was finished, the doctor smiled and said, "Everything looks healthy. You're doing great. See you again next year." I said, "Thank you so much. Have a good day." Then I walked out feeling lighter, calmer, proud. I went back to the reception desk. The receptionist said, "All right, Emma, you're all set." I said, "Thank you. Have a great day." She smiled and said, "You too." And that was it. A simple checkup, a simple moment, a normal part of life. On my way home, I felt peaceful. The air felt fresh. I breathed deeply and thought, "You did it. You spoke clearly. You asked questions. You took care of yourself." And that's important. Going to the doctor isn't always fun, but it's part of staying healthy. And with simple English, you can do it easily. Useful Doctor English. Checking in. I have an appointment. My name is Emma. I'm here for a checkup. With the nurse. I'm feeling okay. No pain. Just a checkup today. With the doctor. I have a question. Can you explain that? Everything feels normal. I don't understand. Can you repeat that? Checking out. Thank you. Have a nice day. Very simple. Very useful. So that was my checkup story. A quiet, simple morning, a few questions, a little nervousness, and a good, healthy result. Remember, you don't need perfect English to visit a doctor.
You just need calm, clear, simple sentences, and every time you practice, you get stronger, more confident, more peaceful. Thank you for listening today. I hope this story helps you feel braver and more comfortable speaking English at a doctor's office. Take care of yourself, drink water, rest well, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye for now.